Well, it seems South Africans are getting what they ordered after all in May 2024. What they ordered is the ANC can't just get what they want. So in this video, I'm going to show you what's happening with Minister of Higher Education, Minister Nkabane, who chose not to pull out one card, but two cards when she is cornered. Because the DA and opposition parties have rejected the Higher Education Minister Nkabane's budget. So in this video, I'm going to try to take you through what's happened, but also show you what is the ultimate summary of South Africa's problem that is turning around because South Africa will prosper. You ready? Press like, let's go. So Higher Education Minister Nkabane on Thursday accused the DA, MK Party and EFF of rejecting the transformation of the post-school education and training sector in South Africa after they rejected her proposed budget for the department. And she said the budget would improve the efficiency and performance of South Africa's post-school education and training system. Earlier on Tuesday, the DA, a member of the GNU, opened a criminal case against Nkabane for fraud and statutory offenses. In terms of it, TVET colleges received 14 billion, up from 13.1 billion. National Skills Fund is 26 billion. NSFAS rises to 48.7 billion. University education rises from 91.7 to 96 billion this year alone. So she acknowledged that there's a 1.4 billion deficit in the university's budget, and she said NSFAS doesn't have enough. But we continue to seek effective blah 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 blah. After Nkabane presented a budget, the DA's Jean Adrianse wasted no time in shooting it down when she was allowed to respond. It's time for President Ramaphosa to fire Minister Nkabane and clean up the ANC's criminal network from the heart of Parliament. Another failure in this minister's dossier is a recent scandal involving the appointment of ANC-connected individuals, cadres, to the CETA. The minister brazenly appointed the comrades to these crucial roles and acted like they were in employment, intending to serve political interests rather than the public good. And the EFF's Letitia Eri said, "We reject the budget, minister. You failed to account for the appointments that are glaring examples of political patronage, where state institutes intended to empower youth and workers are turned into ANC deployment zones for local cadres and family members of the ruling elite." The MKP rejected the budgets for similar reasons to those of the DA and EFF. Well, the Patriotic Alliance backed down and toed the GNU line and said they support the budget. Bino Farmer, he said, "But minister, just be careful, okay?" In response, Nkabane said those who are rejecting the budget are rejecting magic word, abracadabra, transformation. So this is where we are right now. In case you never saw what happened on the 30th of May 2025 that brought us here, here's what happened.
What makes in your own view, Minister, what makes a person credible? When you say this one, Tebogo Chair, is credible or is not credible, what makes him credible in your own view? Minister?
What makes a person credible, Chair, is exactly how it is defined when you Google. By encyclopedia, you'll see what it means. It's exactly that.
You are not going to answer us. You are not going to answer us, Minister.
I've responded, Chairperson.
Okay, so I'll take it the minister, you are not going to answer us on the credibility.
Now, this is not how this chairperson normally sounds. This is after 6 hours when it had become very clear that there were many things that didn't balance. This is the chairperson sounding extremely animated and frustrated after 6 hours of being taken around in circles. But because we live in South Africa and have too much talent, this is 5 minutes that summarizes everything that happened over that 6 hour period from none other than our very best Mpopops and other comedians.
I think let us start, colleagues. Good morning.
Morning.
Today we are gathered here to discuss something. I think I'm not quite sure what it is, but I think Honorable Souls
Yes.
is more qualified.
Thank you, Chair.
To talk about this, so Honorable Souls.
Thank you, Chair. Let me start off by beginning to say that this outfit I'm wearing doesn't mean I'm an MK supporter now. I'm still Ashley. This is a designer, a local designer who I'm choosing to support. His name is Efimol, and this is his cup. Just to clear the air, Minister, I want to put it to you. I have noticed that dually processes were not 100% followed when it came to filling the Sita position. So I put it to you. I want to know, are you 100% sure that the right processes were followed?
In all honesty, I don't do the hiring.
So you are telling me under your watchful eye that the right processes were not considered when it comes to gender, age, race, all those things that need to be considered when filling a position of this caliber?
Well, as I've said, there is a committee, and I just say yes or no, or perhaps yes.
When you talk about credibility, what do you mean? How do you determine this here now? This is a credible person. How do you define that?
When you look in the dictionary, what does it say? Those that are qualified.
So you are refusing to answer the question.
If I could just jump in there, all protocol observed, Chairman. So my name is Sihle Lonzi, and I'm deployed by the economic freedom fighters in the Parliament. With all due respect, if the CEO could kindly refrain from eating while we're busy in this room, and I mean this from the most respectable point of view, it's just that we can all smell amahotwana. We can. I know six gun. It's nice. And I'm not saying this because I myself am hungry. I'm just saying there are people who are not in this room who are texting us on all social media to say they can also hear the crunching of a pineapple. And you can tell it's a fresh one, it's cut in squares, it's from Woolies. It's not like those other shops. There are people who are not even here in this room, students of higher learning and education who didn't get their stipends, who didn't get their allowances, who didn't get their NSFAS, who will be sitting there and they'll take this as disrespect. Because now you are eating and there's a word that money has been eaten. I mean, 3.7 billion underspent, and it's not even in the bank account. It's not in our coffers. It's gone. It's underspent. It hasn't been utilized. But now we are eating in Parliament, and it looks like you are eating that 3.7 billion. So I feel like on behalf of those children, also the people in the Parliament, maybe respect us and not eat. I can hear stomachs growling.
It's my stomach,
breaking.
Honorable member. We have heard your complaint. On a side note, CEO, I just want to say, Mapa.
So Mapa is what primary school kids say if you're eating something and they're asking for a taste. So everything you saw there actually happened in Parliament except them asking for food. Everything else is a comedic, perfect representation of what happened. So as you saw in this video up here, SASCO has asked for Nkabane to step down. The South African Students Federation also asked for Nkabane to step down. The DA has asked for her to step down and reported her to the various committees. The EFF, the MKP, because of corruption and lying and deceiving Parliament. Political analysts, anyone who's seen what happened has asked Ramaphosa to sack her, and clearly there was cadre, deployment, corruption. Not only is it these organizations who've asked her to step down, listen to this.
I just think sometimes your party stresses us, man.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know when you guys are going to get it that South Africans just want you to do the job. Just take action against people who are doing wrong, fight corruption, and we'll be fine.
There are two words here, Clement. Well, three. Minister, Higher Education. So let's go to the last word, education. We have to conduct ourselves like educated people. Can't just be in charge of portfolio and you are dishing out something that is opposite to education. It's worse, second word, the higher. It's not just education, it's a higher one. We expect higher performance, more accountability, more responsibility. And the first word, of course, is a minister. We tend to forget when we get to the government. You say I was in the studio when I was premier at the time. We just set up a government in 1994. People since then, a lot of people, it has become commonplace today, seem to forget that you're a servant of the people. You're not a boss. So we come in, I'm the boss, I'm in charge. Somehow this thing got lost. We've got to go back to basics. And the spade must be called a spade. The president must crack the whip. Okay, must crack, I repeat. The president must crack the whip. You know why they call him spineless? Why they call him names? He's not that. But they call you names because you don't act. Crack the whip, do the right thing at all times. So you can't have a minister, and I didn't come here to talk about that, but I had the emotions when I was in the car, behaving like that. Parliament is where you account. You must remember that you account. You are elected by Parliament to be a member of Parliament. You are responsible to the portfolio committees. Those committees are Parliament itself. And then you answer the way you want to. So it's like you show no responsibility, no courtesy, no sense that I've come to serve here. You're the boss. So maybe she has got to be reminded. Maybe she's got to put in a cooler for a while. She needs to be educated herself. But when I say the president, I don't care who the president is, happens to be Ndati Ramaphosa today. Talk to her. Talk to the nation. Take responsibility, and we should not hide behind the bush.
Well, he's waiting for more pressure to pile up before he acts, because that's usually how he does these things.
You see, that's how people make all types of joke about a head of state. You are kicking the can down. So let's not just, a lot of us, we want to be nice, face this minister, teach her, educate her. This is a higher education calling. And the one who employs her must crack the whip.
Yeah.
Don't wait for reports. You can see the television where she's talking in Parliament. Parliament is real, so you can't say, I'll still get the report. There is a report.
There it is.
Yes.
Urulo Batla report. Where? When it's
There
clear
she
there,
is,
you've
yes.
just seen how she's behaved.
But
you want a report?
Parliament is legal. Everything said there is law.
So there we go. Tokyo Sexwale, ANC veteran. And her response, there we go.
Minister of Higher Education, Honorable Nkabane.
I just want to indicate that we reaffirm our position as adopted by the Congress of the People on the 26th of June 1955, where they said the doors of learning and culture shall be open. It's a pity and unfortunate that today we are witnessing some of the honorable members not actually accepting and adopting this budget vote. And those who are actually rejecting the budget are rejecting the transformation of the post-school education and training sector in South Africa. They are not rejecting the budget of Nobuhle Nkabane. This is not the budget of Nobuhle Nkabane, it's the budget of the people of South Africa. However, the order of the court that said on the 9th of May 2025, because we're to appeal it, all of us want to root out corruption. We don't want this maladministration. Even the generations and generations to come must be able to access these funds. You know, when you're against transformation, it irritates a lot when you see a young woman leading such a huge ministry in your presence. It's misogyny. I understand it. I know where it is coming from. And whereas when it is a black woman, it becomes irritation.
There we go. It's misogyny. That's the answer. It's racism. It's misogyny. We know what's the problem. Not the 6 hours of embarrassing exposure of cadre deployment corruption. So, there was a man who was sick in the Bible. And when Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had already been in that condition a long time. How long has corruption been going on? Collapse been going on? A stagnant economy been going on a long time. He said to him, do you want to be well? Do you want people to come out of shacks into decent housing and on up to middle class houses and on up to mansions? Do you want 5% unemployment? Do you want 10% economic growth? Do you want clean streets? Do you want respect of Africa and the world? Do you want to get well? If you ask the ANC that, you'll get an answer like this. The answer should be a yes, absolutely. No, that's not his answer. The sick man answered him, Sir, I have no man to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, but while I am coming, another steps down before me. When you ask, do you want economic growth? Yeah, but you must remember apartheid and the injustices of the past. Do you want people in jobs with mobility? Yeah, but you see, it must be inclusive and not exclusive, and because there are white people stopping us and others inherited the benefits of apartheid and the West hates us, and you need to understand our history. Do you want to get well? Simple answer, yes. And so I can't wait to have these people, because this is an ANC answer, always going back 30 years, quoting what was said in 1955. I wasn't born then. Quite frankly, I don't care. I'll care when we are at 10% economic growth, because that is transformation. Not all this nonsense they're talking. Economic growth is transformation. When we were growing economically, South Africans were getting transformed. Right now, Only comrades are getting transformed, and there's no economic growth, so there is no transformation, the true meaning of the word. But having said so, I still believe that we are just in the middle of noise. But this force is dying, and South Africa will prosper. I believe it with every fiber of my being. And I want to thank you so much for getting involved and helping us to keep doing this through the Prosperity Pledge. It means the world to us, so we can keep doing what we're doing, including this channel and everything else that we have lined up. We appreciate all of you, our prosperity pledges. And I encourage you, consider it. Can go down to the bottom and you can become part of holding up our hands so we can do this together. No man can serve two masters, because he's either going to love the one or hate the other, or he's going to respect the one or disrespect the other. You cannot serve God and Karl Marx, because with God, you deal with, do you want it? Yes, no. With Karl Marx, do you want South Africa to prosper? Black, white. Do you want South Africa to prosper? Revolutionary, counter-revolutionary. Do you want South Africa to prosper? Exclusive, inclusive. Do you want South Africa to prosper? Apartheid, reverse the injustices of the past. Do you want South Africa to prosper? You can't serve both. So come with me. Come on the good side, on the right side, on the successful side, and let's make history together. See you tomorrow.